Hello, Legend of the Samurai here with a Miwa magnetic cam lock. Yes, this is in fact a cabinet lock body with a spring latch, but the cylinder itself is identical to the much more common cam lock format. So this is a magnetic lock entirely. It has 3 bar wafers that move back and forth. Very similar to the Miwa 3800, although it's missing the pin tumblers, and the ends of the bar wafers are not stepped, so you only need to pick them once. So this is a relatively accessible starting point for a magnetic lock, if you can find one. So to begin, I'm going to show that once you've familiarized yourself with your lock, they can be opened comically quickly. So we are locked up, and open. So we'll do it again. All set. Click. Missed it. Open. So they're relatively low tolerance, and opening it that quickly is not in fact very instructive. So now I'm going to bring in a contact microphone and hopefully show how I approach these when you don't have any information about the lock to begin with. So just a standard magnet in a pick, and I'm going to apply tension, and I'm going to go in and listen for rattling. So position 1 is loose. Position 2 appears to be bound. Position 3 is loose. So we know position 2 is binding, and so then you just pick a side and pick a polarity, and once you actually get it where it needs to be, you'll end up in a partial set. So from neutral to the partial set. Now with tension applied, we can go back and listen for rattling again. So 2 is now loose and rattling because we set it. So it seems that both 3 and 1 are stuck. So we can take our pick, and so then put the magnet somewhere, let off tension, and you should get a click. And then it's loose and rattles. And check that 2 is still good. So 1 and 2 are now loose and rattling. And so then we can go, and 3 is still not loose. So I've got the polarity incorrect right now. So if I let off, I can get it to the point where it rattles, but it will not open. So if that happens, you just switch to the other side of the magnet, let off, click, and open. And then, just for fun, open a couple more times. Alright, so now to show the insides of this lock. And key does still work. So the key itself has 6 magnets embedded in it, in a rotated pattern. So we have one straight up and down here, here, and here, and then one's in the plane of the key there. And you can take a tiny magnet and decode that. So that's going to be a north pole there, south pole facing out there, South pole facing up there, and you can continue around and end up with a little decoded sheet like we did before. But the actual insides of the lock grab a tray. If you do end up with one of these cabinet locks, be warned that the springs on the spring latch are pre-compressed and will attempt to leave as soon as you lift this up if you're not careful. So there's one. And the other. Just a simple spring latch mechanism in there. 2 more screws. Slide that off. So one thing, on the bottom side of this key, there's a little cutout there. That is for key retention. So there's a spring plunger that, when this is turned, gets pushed into that key, and when you pull this core out, it will do its very best to bounce off the ceiling. So put a thumb over that. And there it is. And of course it flew away, but go and find it. So that's there. The spring is actually captive under this crimped cap here. So here's our housing. Relatively simple. It's got a little bit of a dovetail going on either side. And then here's one side of our bar wafers and the other side. And as I take the key out, they slide out like so. And so you can see they're undercut slightly to give you a little bit of a spool action, but they are not stepped like those in the 3800. So that one fell out already. And these also have 2 magnets embedded in each one. So I'll line these up on the key. This one goes should be that way. We'll take out this one. Show. It also has focus, 2 magnets, and the last one again has 2 magnets. And the springs sit in those little chambers. So here is the plug. And then go that way. There are the bar wafers on the key. So when they are aligned properly, they are pulled into the middle. If they are not aligned properly, they will move out sideways against spring pressure. And I believe all of the magnets on these are populated. Yeah, they are matching that of the key. So I'm not sure how many differs you end up with in these locks. It can't be a very large number, but they are very fun to pick. You don't actually need any audio amplification equipment. You just need a magnet on a stick. So if you have the chance to pick one of these up, I recommend that you do so. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.